Good morning, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. In the last video, we were able to take all of the bikes back out to the track for a riding day. Also took a nice vacation to the lake and did some fishing. For this video, I'm getting back into the bikes. As you can see, all of the Hondas look absolutely beautiful. For the most part, they are pretty much brand new. Jagger did get a new MX350. He really prefers the little electric ones to ride around here in the neighborhood. This one is also brand new. The one bike that stands out is this one over here. I bought this one used. The battery was pretty much dead on it. It didn't work. I had to replace that. I've had to replace multiple tubes on the tire down there. Plastics are very worn. The stickers were taken off. There's a bunch of faded spots on there. It's just very, very ugly compared to all the rest of them. So today we're going to start the process of changing that. Stay tuned. Here she is, the oldest bike that we have, the good old 650. I keep saying that, but I actually think it's a 500 motor. This was that Jeremy McGrath special edition. I think it was called the SX500. First things first, I got to get this thing taken apart. Everything's got to get stripped down. I plan on painting everything, frame, forks, wheels. I've actually gotten pretty good at painting plastic, so I'll do that as well. This is Mama's bike, so she is the one that rides this one around the neighborhood for the most part. For this project, I am going to let her kind of pick out all the colors and what she wants to do on it. I'm going to pull Jagger's little MX350 out over here. He's going to go ride around for a little bit while I pull everything apart on this. I've got the bike completely stripped down. Frame is completely bare aside from the foot pegs, which I will take these off before I paint it. Still have to break everything else apart that's actually attached to the other pieces. Still got to take the wheel off of the front end. I need to remove the shock, the motor, and the chain from the rear end. And then I've still got to take the plastics apart and take all the controls off the handlebars. Aside from that, all of the major pieces are separated though now. I can focus on the frame. This is going to be my main point of focus for right now. The next step is the gruesome process of sanding everything down. I need to get everything sanded. I need to get all of the rust off of here. That way the primer and paint have a nice surface to stick to. And then once I get the frame all prepped up, all sanded down, I'll start moving on to one of the other pieces. Finished sanding on the frame and the swing arm. Tried using the DA at first on all the flat pieces. Honestly, it wasn't really worth it. Ended up just pulling out the 320 that I usually do by hand with the blocks. Didn't use the blocks with it, just pulled it off of there, used it by hand to scuff everything. Did the exact same thing with the swing arm here. And then for all of those little nooks and crannies that are hard to get to, I used this little gray scuff pad. I don't remember what these are equivalent to, but I've also got the maroon ones. I think these are a little bit more abrasive. Now that I think about it, I probably should have used these, but these gray ones work really, really good. This is what I use to prep plastic with. And then for this bottom section down here, the reason why it is sitting in this big tub right now, there was a lot of rust inside of this part down here. There was a lot of rust where the foot pegs were at. The only thing that I had laying around was some lacquer thinner, and so I was hoping that it would actually strip the paint and strip the rust as well. However, it did strip the paint. It was kind of a pain in the butt. I did actually take it out there and hit it with a pressure washer a couple of times. I didn't show that on camera. I was getting really annoyed with it, so definitely learn from my mistakes. If you're doing this, please don't put it in lacquer thinner. On top of that, once I actually did get all of the paint off, it started to rust. Everything was getting nasty and cruddy looking. Read online, watched a few videos, and it said that the best thing for actually getting rust off is muriatic acid. Ran up to Lowe's, picked this up. I actually only used about a quarter of the bottle and then just used the rest of it with water. I have not used a brush. I have not used anything on this. This is just from it sitting down in there. It took all of that crud off. The only other thing I need to do is once this is actually finished, I'm going to pull it out, clean it off really good, get it all sanded up, try to blend everything up down here. And the last piece that I want to get done that's going to get painted the same color is the forks over here. Once I get all of this finished up on the frame, get everything finished up on the forks, everything will be good to go and it'll be ready for paint. Finished up the forks, I got everything sanded down. As you can see, I did not take them completely apart. The only reason why I did not do that is because I did not have a socket that would actually fit down in here. 5mm socket that I have for an Allen is a 3/8 inch drive, too wide to fit down in there. So I did order a smaller 1/4 inch drive on Amazon, just a single socket so that I could take these apart. Not gonna worry about that right now though. Just very, very happy to have everything sanded down. So swing arm is done, forks are done, the little plate on the top there is done. And then moving over here to the main frame, obviously I got everything sanded down, but you can see here there is a little bit of this residue where all of that stuff was dripping when I turned it over. The other major problem that I ran into is with that muriatic acid. It just seemed to want to flash rust immediately as soon as I pulled it out. Even when I tried neutralizing the acid with some baking soda, it still just seemed to rust everywhere. I definitely highly suggest that you do not use the muriatic acid for rust removal. As you can see here though, most of that rust is gone. You can kind of see a little bit of split, a little bit of color difference there. I finally ended up going and buying was this Rust-Oleum rust dissolver. Should be the exact same thing or almost the exact same thing as the Crud Cutter. Both of these products are made by Rust-Oleum. The big differences in this though is one is it is not nearly as strong as the muriatic acid. It does take a little bit longer to dissolve, but once it does dissolve, instead of rusting, it actually leaves a little coating behind, keeps most of these parts from rusting again. This was a very frustrating process. If I did it all again, I would not skip the step. I would just sand everything. Even the rusty spots, I'd probably just try to sand. I put a lot more work into it trying to strip all of that rust off of there. Ended up just stripping the paint, causing a lot more problems. Very happy to have found a solution though. So the only other thing I need to do is just get all this sanded down, scuffed up to match the rest of the metal. I am going to end the video here. In the next one, I'll be getting all of these pieces primered up. I'll get them all of them painted, all of them clear coated. If you enjoyed the video, if it helped you out any, if it showed you exactly what not to do to dissolve rust, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss anything else going on with the channel, see everything else getting painted, and I will catch you guys next time.